Hi folks, this is your MWIS Fleeting View looking into the weekend. Long story short, there isn't really much good news in this forecast as Storm Amy comes to town, and then we're staying with a rather unsettled pattern even onwards into next week. Here's the sequence then, if you can bear it. Running through from Thursday evening, this is one heavy batch of rain clearing through with gales across the hills overnight. Then that will clear to give a relative lull in conditions for a while into Friday morning, with a bright start for many and the wind speeds comparatively lighter. But rapidly deteriorating conditions will sweep in from the southwest, rain soon into Wales, setting in heavy during the morning. That extends into northwest England, southwest Scotland, onwards into the middle of the day and setting in for heavy rain here. And the wind will rapidly increase, gale force becoming storm force and then even hurricane force across the hills and mountains in excess of 70 to 80 miles per hour, with stronger gusts approaching 100 miles per hour across the higher summits, taking us into Friday evening and night. Rain sweeps north and eastwards, the cold front will clear across England and Wales, but a wraparound of a weather system will just feed persistent and heavy rain into western Scotland. Gales or severe gales will even affect lower terrain, and those stormy winds will continue widely onwards into Saturday. The centre of the storm system will be up towards the north by the time we go into Saturday daytime, but a powerful westerly wind flow will prevail with those storm force winds continuing throughout the day. Frequent to persistent showers, heavy at times across most western mountains, eastern areas comparatively drier, but all in all it is a very wild day across the hills, even from lower ground upwards. Those wind speeds will ease very gradually onwards through Saturday evening and night. It will still remain gale force across the mountains into early Sunday, indeed much of Sunday across Scotland. The bump of high pressure toward the south, which showed some signs of making a bit more progress earlier in the week, is struggling, and that westerly flow is still strong, and that will drag drizzle and some rain across western hills, not as frequently wet or heavy as Saturday, but still rain will be around. Eastern hills in Scotland faring better for drier conditions, only small amounts of rain for the western hills of England and Wales, but low cloud and feeling rather damp across the hills will be the theme of the day. And the next front is pushing in from the west later, and that will bring some more persistent rain by late Sunday into western Scotland, becoming more widespread as well. So still a difficult day, western regions poorest, eastern areas faring better for higher cloud bases and drier conditions, but still expect a windy day, just not quite as severe as Saturday. Looking at the general story onwards into next week, and west by southwesterlies prevail with low pressure generally to the north and further out over the Atlantic, so some further rain will persist across west and northwest Scotland, patchy rain and drizzle across the hills of England and Wales, some more persistent heavier rain as a front comes trailing through once more through later Monday into Tuesday across much of the Highlands. Winds will remain strong to gale force across many of the hills as southwesterlies. So flooding concerns will continue, particularly for western Scotland, as rain totals continue to mount up through into Tuesday. Westerly patterns look like prevailing throughout the week. Higher pressure tries to nudge in across England and Wales at times, but those westerlies prevail into Scotland, with further rain and showers in the forecast, and a rather mixed, unsettled and rather cool west by northwesterly seems to be the theme to the end of the week, so no real sign of settling down just at this stage for that week ahead. Still frequently windy, and western mountains in particular frequently wet. We'll update those details for the week ahead in our next video on Sunday, but for now that is your fleeting view. Thanks for watching.